The 1962 Asian Games were the first moment in which Indonesia tried to show the world its ability as a newly independent country to host a major international event. In order to prepare for the Asian Games, Sukarno launched various infrastructure development projects that were part of the Mercusuar Project. The Mercusuar Project was Sukarno's political policy in the 1960s, which aimed to make Indonesia a beacon for newly independent countries in the world. Even though Indonesia's conditions were not supportive and were being hit by a financial crisis, Sukarno remained adamant. His dream finally came true with the establishment of various magnificent buildings full of the romance of the Indonesian Revolution.
Monas, or the national monument located in the heart of Jakarta, Sukarno envisioned this monument as a beacon of independence and a symbol of the nation's struggle for freedom. The idea behind Monas was to create a structure that would stand tall, representing the strength and unity of the Indonesian people after the country gained its independence in 1945. Construction of Monas began in 1961 and it was completed in 1975. The monument itself is designed to resemble a flame, symbolizing the spirit of independence and the nation's relentless pursuit of progress. The flame at the top of the monument is coated in gold, adding to its majestic appearance.
In 1956, Sukarno had visited Moscow. While there, he had the opportunity to see the splendor of the Lenin Stadium. Starting from there, Sukarno also had the same idea to build the Senayan Stadium or Gelora Bung Karno with the concept of splendor, structural strength, and artistry of the Lenin Stadium. The design of the GBK Stadium was carried out by L.S. Taitenko, the architect who worked on the design of the Lenin Stadium. The GBK construction began on February 8, 1960 and was officially opened on July 21, 1962, just in time for the 1962 Asian Games. The complex also underwent major renovation for the 2018 Asian Games and Asian Para Games, which included upgrading facilities and increasing seating capacity. Overall, the construction of the Senayan Sports Complex cost $12.5 million, and the funding source was assisted by credit provided by the Soviet Union. Semanggi Bridge, built in 1961 and finished in 1962, a circular flyover. Its shape is like a clover leaf, so it absorbed and became the name of the bridge itself. Its circular shape is a symbol of economic prosperity. The location of this bridge is in the Karet, Semanggi, and Setiabudi areas. The construction process of the Semanggi Bridge was not easy. The Indonesian people at that time strongly criticized President Sukarno's plan to build the bridge. At that time, the people considered the construction of the bridge was a wasteful project. In 1962, Bung Karno's dream bridge stood strong. Sukarno inaugurated it by naming the bridge Semanggi. He said the arrangement of the clover leaf symbolized national unity. Construction of the building was ordered on March 8, 1965 by Sukarno, the first president of Indonesia, through the Presidential Decree of the Republic of Indonesia No. 48 of 1965. Designed by Sujudi Wirjoatmojo, the main building Gedung Nusantara features a unique half-spherical shape symbolizing wings ready to take flight. The building was intended to house the Conference of New Emerging Forces, a now defunct alternative for the United Nations, with the first conference being scheduled to be held in 1966. However, the construction was hampered due to the coup attempt on September 30, 1965. The Konevo idea was soon abandoned after Sukarno's fall, but the building's construction was resumed based on the decree of the Presidium of the Emperor Cabinet No. 79/11, dated November 9, 1966, whose designation was changed for the MPR or DPR building.
Hotel Indonesia, or what is now known as the Kempinski Hotel, was first opened on 5 August 1962. Hotel Indonesia, which was Indonesia's first 5-star hotel, is a landmark of one of what is known as Sukarno's Mercusuar Project. Construction began in 1959. At that time, Indonesia had just completed a war reparation agreement with Japan. A year before, Indonesia and Japan agreed that the war reparation would be used for several development projects. And last but not least is the Welcome Monument. The Welcome Monument, designed by Edi Sonarso in 1961, is the center of attention for anyone arriving in Jakarta. This monument is placed in front of Hotel Indonesia, implying Indonesia's hospitality to the world.
And right now, I'm right in front of Bundaran HI, where the Welcoming Monument is located right in front of the Kempinski Hotel, which was previously known as Hotel Indonesia. Both these projects were designed to welcome the guests and athletes for the Asian Games in Jakarta 1962. We can really feel how magnificent it is, how modern it is, yet it was a really bitter taste for Indonesians.
While these grand structures are symbols of national pride and historical significance, they have had a complex and sometimes negative impact on the Indonesian economy, particularly on the lower and middle classes. At first glance, this project seems to offer significant benefits. The government promotes them as catalysts for tourism and urban development. While these projects do provide some benefits, they have also placed significant pressure on Indonesia's lower and middle classes. The funds allocated for the construction of Monas and other monumental projects often come from government budgets that could have been used for more pressing needs such as education, healthcare, and social welfare programs. The Project Mercusuar had a significant impact on Indonesian society, both positive and negative. On the one hand, it contributed to economic development and it improved infrastructure. These benefits were crucial for the country's connectivity and growth. On the other hand, the project also had adverse economic impacts. The costs of construction were high, and in some cases, the allocation of resources to this large-scale project diverted funds from other critical sectors such as education, healthcare, and agriculture.